I am going to be presenting on my HR interview. I interviewed Megan Janke. She's been in HR for 6 years and currently serves as the HR director in Minnehaha Academy. She spent 4 years at Argosy University as the HR director there, and she has for 2 years been the HR director at Minnehaha Academy. She kind of fell into HR after filling in for the HR director at Argosy after they had left. She majored in public communications and was kind of thrown into the position of HR director, but ever since then she has fallen in love with the field and has stuck with it for 6 years. Her current responsibilities are going to be payroll, benefits, workers' compensation claims, and onboarding of new employees. Her biggest responsibility is payroll. It's handled bi-weekly, so basically every other week her main duty is payroll and dealing with payroll-related issues and questions. Following that is going to be benefits. She kind of serves as the knowledge base for the benefits program at Minnehaha. So she answers questions for employees, and she communicates with the third party that does the benefits for Minnehaha. Third, she does with workers' compensation claims. Usually this is not very common for an HR director at an educational facility to have to do very often. Because of the explosion at the high school this summer, this has been a much bigger part of her job than it would be otherwise. Lastly, she deals with the onboarding of new employees. She does not deal with any of the actual hiring process, but she does deal with the onboarding. So she handles the payroll getting set up and the benefits getting set up and all of the paperwork. Two highlights that she mentioned were people interaction and pushing culture. So the thing that she likes the most about her job was being able to help and assist people every day. She found that very rewarding, and she says that's the reason that she has stayed in HR for the past 6 years. She also likes to serve as somebody who is patient and understanding when answering questions. So people come to her and ask about the benefits program. She'll hear the same question 10, 20, 30 times, but she just likes to remain patient and understanding and does her best to answer the question that the employee is asking without coming across as frustrated or irritated. Second highlight would be pushing culture. Like I said before, in dealing with answering questions from employees, her main goal is to push a approachability culture. So she has an open door policy. She not only makes herself open to questions, but she wants people to come and ask her questions because that's what she serves as, and she wants to help people any way that she can. In her current position, she does not deal with the hiring and firing of employees, but she did at her previous position at Argosy. So from her time at Argosy, she said that one of the most difficult things was trying to pull out relevant information from a resume. She said that she gets dozens of resumes, and trying to find one that seems any more relevant than the other was very difficult. That's why she said that in-person interviews were very important. And in those interviews, she would typically look for things like experience, job fit, culture fit, coworker fit, and longevity. Primarily the first four. She said that she really values longevity, but she also realizes that in the current job market, there's going to be very few people that are staying at a job for more than 2 years. So while she values longevity, she understands that that's going to be a very tough quality to find. But she also said that she learned that sometimes you just got to go with your gut. You're going to have two people that are equally qualified, and you just got to make a gut decision. Sometimes you'll be right, and sometimes you won't, and that's okay. It just kind of comes with the territory. As one of my final questions, I asked her what her worst HR horror story is, and it took place at Argosy University. Basically, she was the HR director at the time, and just like any other company, they had a 2 weeks notice policy. So an employee can turn in a 2 weeks notice when they plan on leaving, and either one of the employer or the employee find it respectable to follow that, but they do not have to follow that notice. So Megan was chatting with a coworker who mentioned that she had put in her 2 weeks, and she said that she hopes that the company allows her to stay on for the 2 weeks so she can get 2 weeks of pay. And Megan said, yeah, I have no problem. I think that there's really no reason why they wouldn't keep you on, so you should really expect to be kept on. But then a half hour later, Megan's boss called her in, told her that he was leaving for the day, and Megan had to go tell the same employee that today was going to be her last day because they did not want to keep her on for the 2 weeks. So it was kind of an awkward situation when the employee when Megan called in the employee and had to tell her that she was wrong before. And she had brought this up to her boss too when she said, well, I had already told her that she can stay. And the boss said, yeah, I totally understand that, but just gotta kind of deal with it now. So she said it was kind of awkward, but you just kind of had to deal. And some of the outcomes that came out from that was now she knows It's important to not give an answer unless you are completely aware of the situation. You can be vague and you can just say you'll get back to someone if you don't know the answer. But if you do not know the answer, do not guess, because you do not want to have to go back to somebody and tell them that you were wrong, because that makes them very frustrated. In conclusion, some of the biggest insights I had about HR from this interview were, first of all, HR is about more than just hiring and firing. There's a lot more involved, like payroll, benefits. Even for Megan, payroll was the biggest part of her duty there, nothing related to hiring or firing. And also HR is about more than just benefits or people, or hiring or firing people. It's about helping people and being there to assist people in whatever questions they have. Also, I learned about the importance of an approachability culture. That's been very helpful to Megan throughout her time at Minnehaha Academy, just for preventing confusion. So the benefits program there, she says, yes, it's very complicated, so I want people to come and ask me about it instead of just trying to figure out their questions on their own. And lastly, like I said in the previous slide about the horror story, she learned that you just got to be careful what you say. You don't want to give somebody an answer and have it be wrong and have to go back and tell them that you're wrong. That's just, it's awkward, it's frustrating, and it opens up a door for a lot of possible issues. And that is my presentation. Thank you for watching.